Hi, over here. Just a brief update on the build and next progress on what I'm planning to do and how it's doing so far. So I just finished Floor 4 Sanctum with the second form of Lycia. So that means I can now drop Sacred Relics. Managed to get this one. And that also means I can start farming for a decent Sacred Relic. With a decent Sacred Relic, I have an invocation for Mind Over Matter, and then I have extra points here. I've just unspec'd out of this area, and I'm going to get Eldritch Battery. So Eldritch Battery and Mind Over Matter, I should have about 40k EHP, um, which is quite substantial for this build, and about 5 million, I think 5 to 6 million DPS on the Hexblast. I've started gearing for sustain. So sustain is just for boss fights, for mapping, and to make sure generally I can kind of go a bit faster and zoom a bit. So in this case, the sustain mechanic I'm going to use is I'm using a Burden of Truth. So this crystal belt, which gives me maximum life as energy shield, gives me a lot of energy shield, and then it gives me Supreme Decadence, which is life recovery from flask, also applies to energy shield, 30% less life recovery from flask. This one has 40% increased life recovery from flask, which kind of offsets the 30% less. Um, and then also I have a lot of flask nodes, so I have this one. I have these ones as well, and these two are flask nodes as well, and down here. So with this, I have a lot of flask generation on my life flask, which means I can keep them up almost permanently. And this also means that once I have Eldritch Battery plus Mind Over Matter, my life flask basically also double as my mana flask as well as give EHP, which also means I can drop this mana flask and get something like what was it? What would it be? I can also get something like another utility flask, maybe another Quicksilver. You never know. But yeah, so I can drop the mana flask and just run completely run life flask instead. Um, yeah. The reason why I path to here as well and getting like these mana nodes is because it gives me enough reservation to keep up uptime or basically keep up 20 without fully reserving. Having 20 without fully reserving is extremely good because this basically allows me to have a much smoother experience with dropping mines. Also because this gives me strength, mostly the strength actually. So the strength allows me to wear my tripod on. Yeah. I'm still using the decoy totem. I've gotten a 6-link tri-panel. I bought this actually for pretty cheap. I think the guy underpriced it. Well, he probably doesn't know that there's a build that uses this. But I got this for 20 elks, which is already 6-linked, because, Heist drops a lot of 6-links, right? So I currently running 2 6-links. I have another socket here empty. I will probably put something else for utility. Right now, I only have cast damage taken, immortal call, duration, and life tap with ambush on life tap. The duration on the life tap on the ambush doesn't really do anything. Yeah. So once I have the Eldritch Battery Mind Over Matter set up, I should also have access to Grace now, which I didn't have previously. So Grace will give me Divine Blessing and increased duration. That will give me a long duration Grace. So Aura lasts about 17 seconds. I can probably boost it up to 50% increased if I want to here, but that remains to be seen. The other alternative for boosting damage is I will probably go for I can probably get all these nodes, right? 1, 2, 3, and then anoint for corruption, which is the increased effective with it, which gives me 10% more damage on my amulet. For my amulet, I have gotten a 40 on this, so it cost me about 20 elks. But the 40 here basically gives me another 40, another 40 crit multi. With the 40 crit multi, I kind of drop these crit multi nodes here because it's not as efficient. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points. I've dropped. I've gotten these 5 points back, and the 5 points have gone to all these mana nodes. It's gone here. Yeah. So if you look right now in terms of defenses, event raging is pretty low. It'll go up to 20, almost close to 20k when I have my flask up and when I get a Jade Flask and when I get the EB Mum combo. My my res is fine, but my chaos res kind of needs to be improved a little. There's not much I can do about it because technically I'm running a lot of uniques, and there's only like two real rare slots. I'm looking for an upgrade to my boots, but these things are very hard to come by. You need 30% movement speed as a like baseline. So 30%, 25% movement speed, and hopefully high chaos and fire res. If I can find that, that would be great. But if I can't, then so be it. I'll just run this for now. I've probably optimized the tree to be a lot more efficient, so it looks like this. So there are many 4 points. Right now I have it on spec because it doesn't really matter where I put them, but also because respecs are expensive. One regret is pretty expensive, like 2 outs. And if I don't really have anything I want to put them in, it doesn't really matter. I can just leave that on spec. But likely you'll go to Eldritch Battery once I get a decent relic, and then probably life nodes or something. I don't think I need more damage. Yeah. So oh no, build is great. I am gonna complete this map.
Just need a moment to catch my breath.
Jump across. No, that's unfortunate. So I'm not permanently able to sustain T14 to 16, so high rids. I do have to do a bit of low rates occasionally, but mostly to get Alva missions. But otherwise, sustaining high rids is not a problem now. I can show you the Atlas tree later and what it looks like, and then you have a better idea of like why why the Atlas tree allows me to sustain high rids. Atlas tree is pretty straightforward. You are just rolling for master missions with a focus on Nico and Alva.
This one will soon grasp your mortality tightly. Tempo tears. Struggle or strangle.
Well,
A battle for the ages with exotic rewards to match.
I'm going to show you exactly what helps me to sustain high rids. So high rids is accomplished by mainly running temples, because temples drop an average of 2 to 5 rid maps per temple. If you look at my Atlas tree, it's kind of like this. You're blocking everything. So in the core mechanical master missions are added in for Ruthless. So you definitely want to just block everything, which means you 25% chance of getting a master mission. So you have 1 out of 4 of these master missions. But if since you have like these 2 master mission boost, like what frequency boost or whatever what you call it, basically half the time you're gonna get either an Alva or you're gonna get a Nico, right? So that's the reason why these things have been added. You also have these two, which is these are base chance to spawn at the end of a map completion. So when you complete a map, you also get a couple of percentage chances to get master missions, right? So you have Nico and Alva added. This also boosts these two as well. Uh, and then you go stream of consciousness so that you don't spawn the master in the map itself. You get it at the end of the map, right? So sometimes if I do a map, I will get 2 master missions because it will have the natural spawn, which is this one, at the end of a map, and then you also have the spawn within the map because I blocked everything else, right? And got the stream of consciousness. Then you go this way, you get all the Val Temple points. So the Val Temple one is these ones. This one gives you 4 incursions, which means you only have to do 3 maps in order to get a temple. You go for this one because you want Sulfite to also drop Azurite. Basically, just giving you loads of Azurite. This helps you to just upgrade your stuff in Delve faster. And then eventually when you get to a point where you don't really have to upgrade anymore, it's just to get resonators. So resonators can be used to reroll maps, etc. Path here, singular focus is obviously great because I favorite a lot of I favorite only T16s, so that gives me a higher chance of getting them. This is Alva as well, so this is for tempo upgrades. Yeah, also this, and then path here, you get this to basically make sure you ensure that you clear your incursions fast enough. 33% chance for all monsters to be at least be magic means there's a lot of rarity in your monsters, and that means your incursions drop quite a bit of stuff after you clear it. So this is actually really good as well. So right now I'm pathing here. These are the extra points I have. Whatever points I'm going to get is going to go here. And what I'm going to get is I'm going to get all the map chance, the boss map chance drop, as well as Maven. So I'm not doing Exarch and I'm not doing Ether, mainly because the drop rates on a lot of the uniques are very, very low. And it's significantly low enough for me to think it's like not worth it. So I'm not doing that. I'd rather do Maven, and I'm doing Maven 10 invites because uh, I want to drop Awaken Gems. I think Awaken Gems are very, very hard to find, and whatever chance you get is great. This also means you can do 10 different maps rather than just do 10 of one map, which is likely to happen in Ruthless, because there's no way to actually just guarantee map drops of a type of map during your mapping. Yeah, so I'm gonna do this and then all the boss conqueror map drop nodes. If you notice here as well, I've got all these small map drop chance nodes allocated. So these are 1% each. We have a total of 31% increased maps found on your maps. You basically just want the chance to drop as many maps as possible because maps are extremely valuable. To elaborate, T16 map can sell for up to 5 elks or more, depending on whether there's demand for it. And so that's the reason why getting maps is so important. Like every map you get is literally 5 to 6 elks, which is substantial, right? Because you're gonna drop them faster than you do drop elks. Uh, so yeah, and so as you can tell, this is mainly specifically to get map generation. To do what basically I'm doing what I do in softcore, which is to come up with an infinite loop, infinite gameplay loop that can be repeated without interruption. In this case, it will be to do red maps into Alvas, into Nikos, and then into Delph, and into temples. Alright, so if you go to Alva missions, this is something I've discovered, so this is quite cool. In Ruthless, I'm not sure if it's applicable in softcore or normal mode, but in Ruthless, you can do one white at T5, one yellow at T10, and one red at T16, and that will drop you a T13, I83 temple, so a T16 temple, right? So if you don't have enough sustain on your red alpha missions, this is what you can do. But if, for example, you somehow manage to get to a point where you're basically getting a lot of red maps, I don't think you need to do this anymore. I might be transitioning to that point, so I can just run completely run reds, and then I'll have like 4 different. I will just basically have many different red maps to be able to generate alpha missions, to be able to just spawn master missions on reds rather than the other difficult or the other tiers. What else? So all in all, I've been making pretty decent bank. Not, I mean, a lot of the replicas I farmed previously are now selling off, so there's money coming in. And the other thing also is because this kind of strategy is fast to the point where you're doing lots of sanctums, and sanctums on average drop uh, 3 to 5 elks worth of currency every single sanctum. It's so strange to say this, right? In a normal sanctum, you drop 2 divines minimum. Down it's 3 to 5 elks. But yeah, it's still very good value, and yeah, I'll still be doing sanctums. Sanctums as well give quite a bit of exp on the boss kills, and the way I'm structuring it is that it doesn't really take much time to do each room in the sanctum. because I freeze everything and the damage is quite good enough that it doesn't take too long, even on I-83 or I-82 Sanctums. I might want to boost my damage a little because sometimes it gets a bit iffy, but for now, this is what it will be. Yeah. My class have kind of been locked in. I don't think I will look for an improvement other than when I get Eldritch Battery and Mum. Uh, but yeah, so this is a flask for bleeding. It's an instant flask on low life. This is just an instant flask. All these are very good because the instant applies to both the life as well as the energy shield instantaneously. And then uh, enduring mana for just to be able to spam whatever you need. I have 2 raw guts. Okay, and the reason why I have 2 raw guts is because raw guts have one of the highest increased durations. I don't think you can roll this high in increased duration on a rare. So I just want duration on my Quicksilver Flask so I can move. This is basically one of the only ways you can boost mobility on a character. So that's why I'm running 2 raw guts. I don't have any frenzy charges at all. So yeah, and onslaught here, by the way, in this Ruthless doesn't give you movement speed. If you can see, just attack and cast speed. Yeah. What else is there? Nothing much. Passive tree is just more optimized now. I'll remove this side. And then allocating the last 4 points to get EB and Mum will be my next objective. See the Mind of a Matter invocation is just sitting here waiting for me to get a good Sanctified Relic. The one I'm currently having is not too bad, but it obviously can be better, much better than this. Um, I'll see it. When I see it, I'll know, I guess, and then that's when I use this. There's only one on the market right now, so I'm not gonna waste it on some random one. Yeah, so that will take time. All right, I'm gonna go off now. Relax a little. Peace. I'll still continue to play Ruthless on and off. I think it's really fun. And I'm actually quite surprised that I made such decent progress on the Sabo. Like if you go to PoE Ninja right now, uh, I'm I think rank 2 Sabo or some shit. Even with only slightly above a week played, maybe 10 days played. I don't know. I don't understand. But a lot of the Sabos playing this they've either quit, I think, or they're not leveling because they're dying a lot. So I don't know, man. Most of the ladder is you can like look at this 96, 95, 94. Mostly tanky classes. Sabo isn't anywhere near like so. I might be able to get up there. We'll see. It will take a while. But right now it's a lot of testing and limit testing for this character. I want to see if I can do bosses. I want to see if I can like unlock more stuff. I've gotten all these favorite maps unlocked. Maybe do a Sirius, maybe Shaper and Elder, and finally Maven. Obviously, I want to do an Uber Elder just to get the Watchstone and the Maven for the Watchstone as well. That would probably be my next objective. I think I could possibly do that with the damage I have. It's just more of whether or not it's comfortable enough. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh yeah, so remember talking at the end of 3.19 about Burden of Truth and how it can be used in a build. I guess this is one way of utilizing Burden of Truth. The thing that I've discovered about Ruthless is generally because you don't really have a lot of options for your flask slots, you're more likely than not going to go for a lot of life and mana flask, or life flask. And then a Burden of Truth is like extremely good for this because it allows you to basically double dip on your life flask, or triple dip if you have Eldritch Battery and a Mind Over Matter. So your life flask become very efficient. So, and then if you just happen to be on this side of the tree, there's a lot of flask nodes that just give you like base flask regen. So there's 2 life flasks every 3 seconds, 1 life flask, so there's 3 life flasks every 3 seconds, or 1 life flask per second. If you get this one over here, that's 4, and if you get the mastery, it's 5. So 5 per 3 is like 1.7, I think 1.6, something like that. Life flask charges a second, which means you're gonna have a very good uptime on your flask. Bossing is going to be a lot easier just using Flask to heal. And yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much about it. Hope you enjoyed the video. I will probably post more if I have something to show off, but otherwise I think the character is pretty much going to stay the same for a long while. I don't think there's a lot of improvement I can squeeze out of gear. For example, the Triponon's already done. There's nothing better that I can get. Marilene's, no one is dropping one, so it's not like you find one with more multi. Even if I do, unstable catalysts are not so common or not so easily found. And yeah, this has purity elements, and I obviously running purity elements, so this is like super good. Shell lightness is 5 links, so not much I can do there. Maybe use a divine to roll it a bit, but nah, I think that's a terrible idea. I could get shittier rolls. Oops. Oh yeah, right now I'm leveling. I have 2 bitter dreams. Don't ask why. It's just a flex, I guess. Anyway, I'm leveling at a chaos with quality, at a minefield with quality, and high impact with quality. The reason being is because I discovered firsthand you cannot use the GCP technique recipe in Ruthless. Putting 1 GCP and a level 20 gem does absolutely nothing. So you actually have to, if you can see right here, this cost me 9 GCPs because the base is 5%. It's cost me 9 GCP so far. It will cost me another 6 more to get it to 20%. And each GCP is like 3 Ls or something. It's very expensive. So yeah. Uh, so I bought all these for quite cheap, and I'm just gonna slot them in once I get them to 20. I'm also leveling Impending Doom because I'm pretty sure there's an Impending Doom character that people want to build that they can sell it to them. Uh, yeah. Yeah, well, no, there's not much else with the build. I hope you enjoyed the video. Alright, peace. I'm out.